Hi there, Dick Zuckman here. We're going to work through accessing the medical staff credentials portal at Quinte Healthcare through Roam from an outside source. In this case, I'm at home using my MacBook Pro. In the first step, to go to Roam, you want to know the URL for the QHC virtual private network known as Roam. IT can send that to you and will attach it to this movie. Clicking it, you can see, will activate the Roam website and put us through into a virtual private network. Next, I log in with my username and my password. The system is quite particular about the version of Java that you have. So if it asks you to update the version of Java you're using, go to the website that it directs you to. The Roam desktop is now loading. And as you can see, you're presented with what looks like a fairly straightforward Windows browser window. And where you want to go to is the Infonet in the upper left corner. Click on the Infonet to go to the QHC intranet. We'll do that now, and it's launching the application. And we're now into the virtual private network and my QHC intranet, as you can see here. Notice the 4 buttons in the upper right corner. QHC Cares, our critical event recording system, our order sets, our access to the Bracken library, and finally the physician's portal with the stylized P. If we click into the physician's portal, this opens up a new window. Now I'm just going to move it over so we have a slightly larger window to look at here. And you can see the physician's portal of Quinte Healthcare. It's a slightly different color scheme to make it stand out. You will have been provided with your username. And I'm going to put a test username in here that I've been given for this purpose. And I'm going to put in my password for that account and click Login. This takes me to my personalized QHC staff dashboard, and as you can see, it has the caduceus here and indicates that I've got my privileges to renew and asks me to click to reapply for my privileges. So I'm going to do that. As you can see, it brings up my credentials reapplication form, and I'm just going to move it slightly up here. You'll notice at top there's the login sites for the Royal College, for the Canadian Medical Protective Association, and the Canadian College of Family Physicians for those of us who don't have those logins and need to go and get the required supporting documents for our credentials application. First thing you're going to notice is that we have pre-populated the application form with all of the material we had for you from last year. If any of your contact information is inaccurate, please correct it at this time. Please provide us with your home address, your cellular phone, and such. So, for example, I'm going to put in my cell phone. And I can put in my home phone number. I can put in other things as necessary. I won't do all of that now in the interest of time. And I can apply now for reappointment in the appropriate departments where I have privileges. It indicates active, associate, courtesy, honorary, locum tenens, and administrative. Well, in my case, I'm active in laboratory medicine and medicine and critical care, and you can see those radio buttons have been already selected. So select the ones that apply to you and then move on. And it asks you to please review last year's procedural privileges, and by going to this website you will be able to see the procedural privileges that we have listed for you. This applies particularly to surgeons or those who do different types of technical or surgical procedures. You click on it, it takes you back to all of the procedures, and your name you can find in here. In my case, because I don't do procedures, there won't be anything listed, but you can see your own procedures will be listed here, and if there's any that are not what you're looking for, then you can remove or change them, but indicate this on your form. I'm going to close this window in the upper right hand corner and return back to the application form. So if you want to change any of your procedural privileges, you would do it in this box here. I'm going to put something in that I want to do joint replacements. And other areas of scope of practice in this box really refers to those areas where you may not have the exact details of what you're doing accurately specified under the departmental headings. In my case, the Department of Laboratory Medicine does not indicate my subspecialty in lab medicine, so I'm going to put in medical microbiology, and in the Department of Medicine I practice in infectious diseases, so I'm going to specify that as well. And now I'm an infectious disease microbiologist who wants to do joint replacements. That's a little strange. If I want to add supporting documents for these changes, for example, educational documents, I can add that now. I'm not going to do that, but I'll show you how to browse and add documents in a minute. Under continuing professional development, you can provide the particulars, but we really need to provide our MoComp or our main pro, and so I'm going to browse to my documents. This is going to take me to my documents in my computer. Now I'm using a Mac, and this looks like a Windows file, but that's okay. And I'm going to be able to use this to browse to find my Royal College documents, which is under my documents. It's going to go backwards now in my directory, and I have to look for the Royal College folder that I keep for this purpose. And you can see Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons CPD materials. That's my folder. I'm going to open it by double clicking on it. It's a little bit slow, but it does get the job done. I must have a lot of material in that folder. Here we go. And we're going to see my transcript of my CPD activities from the Royal College in the year 2012, which is what I need to add. I'm going to add that to the file, and you can see in this window that it has added that document. Likewise, if you're in dentists, midwives, nurses, in extended class, you can add the appropriate information. You can add extra material in this box by typing in the text. Under liability insurance, similarly for physicians, dentists, nurse practitioners, and midwives, we can browse again to the appropriate place on your own computer. I'll do it again, and this time search for the Canadian Medical Protective Association. Go back to my documents in my own desktop. And here's my CMPA folder where I keep my proof of membership, and my 2013 membership is here. I've double clicked on it. It's being added. And you can see that it's been added under my CMPA heading for my liability insurance. In part 5, it asked me about privileges at other hospitals. I can indicate yes or no. In this case, I do. Let's just say I have privileges at Lennox and Addington Hospital. That's in Napanee. Let's say I'm courtesy staff, and let's say I'm doing infectious diseases there, which I don't do, but whoops. And do I hold any academic appointments? Say yes. I'm a professor in the department of pathology and molecular medicine. And then it asks me the usual questions about any details with respect to disciplinary actions and so forth, and you can answer those. And then at the end, you affirm that you are aware of the rules and regulations, the professional staff bylaws, the Public Hospitals Act, and our infection control summary, and that you're indicating here that you've agreed after you've thought about it. And you can either save it and come back to it later to complete the work, or in this case, I'm going to submit it for processing. Now, notice how I didn't seem to answer all of the questions in part 6. So let's go back and see what I didn't do well. Yeah, it says here that I've had disciplinary proceedings against me. Well, that's going to want details. So I'm going to say no, I've not. Have you ever failed to obtain or have a reduction? No. Have there been a civil suit filed against you with a finding of battery? No. Any criminal proceedings against you? No. So if I do that, now it will submit. That's looking better. If you do this online in the hospital computer and not through Roam, you will find that it acts more briskly and more responsively. But doing it through Roam is quite efficient and clearly easy to get at from any location in the world, really. So you can log out at this point